Montenegro, the jewel of the Adriatic, is a beautiful European country with a rich history, vibrant culture, and diverse terrain, where the sun, sea, and mountains meet along the stunning Adriatic coast. Offering both affordable living and luxurious experiences, its prime location ensures easy access to the rest of Europe, making it an ideal home base for our European adventures.
We're early retirees and YouTubers, Warren and Julie.
And this is why we have owned a home in Montenegro for the past 8 years.
Hey everybody, we're here today to talk to you about Montenegro. And we're, by the way, Warren and Julie. We are YouTubers. We retired early and we could have lived anywhere in the world, but we selected in 2016 Montenegro to be our home base, and we have seen Montenegro change so much.
Incredibly different.
So over the last 8 years, Montenegro has become very, very popular, but we actually found Montenegro before it was cool. Actually, it was always cool, just a lot of people, especially in America, weren't aware of it. So we want to share with you why we actually travel a lot, and we use Montenegro as our home base. And we've owned a home there since 2016. We bought, we've sold, and we bought again.
And we could have bought anywhere.
Yes.
And we chose Montenegro a second time.
So currently we're in Germany because we travel a lot, and this is our strategic home base in Montenegro. So we're in Germany at the moment. And part of the great thing about Montenegro is in the summer, especially in the summer, it is a popular tourist destination. And because we own our home in Montenegro, we are able to leverage that home, and we did a home swap in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
So we had 3 weeks in Copenhagen. We have a person home swapping with us for the winter months
In Tuscany.
In Tuscany. So we're going to have close to 3 months swapping in the months of January up to early April for a location in Tuscany, because Montenegro is in demand. It's popular. It's not some obscure country that you haven't heard of until just recently.
No, not at all. It's an amazing country, and we're going to tell you why.
Yeah. So first off, international living. We got to tell you, we early retired at the ages of 51 at that time. Julie was 45, and we spent about a decade planning our early launch to retire and investing. And International Living magazine was part of our early research. So,
They were.
We are glad to be affiliated with International Living, and we've done previous videos with them. So check those out if you haven't. And we of course have our YouTube channel, Warren Julie Travel. But let's talk about Monty. Monty, by the way, is what we affectionately call it. A lot of the locals and the expat community there, we may call it Monty to each other.
I think we should start off talking first of all about the diverse and welcoming expat community.
Okay.
I mean, they're from all over the world.
Yes.
South Africa, Canada, all over Europe. We have, I believe, a few from Asia. There's Turkish.
And there's always going to be a purist out there that I don't want to go somewhere just to hang out with Americans. It's not Americans, as Julie just explained. It's a multicultural, multinational expat community, and the American community is just a fraction of that international community. So you meet people from everywhere.
It's a melting pot.
Yeah, but keep in mind, yes, you're going to meet Montenegrins, and a lot of the Montenegrins do go to those expat get-togethers because they want to get to know the foreigners. However, if you just meet some random Montenegrin on the street, they have a life, they have family, they have friends. It's hard to crack that nut and just get into that social circle. So expat communities can be an important part of welcoming you to an area. And our expat communities do hiking, they have
biking
cookouts.
Yeah, they have their South African brides, which is a barbecue, beach days, trips to other places together. It's a really active community.
Yeah, so we love the expat community in Monty.
And now let's talk about the non-Schengen advantage.
Okay, so we travel a lot, and a lot of Europe is part of what's known as the Schengen. And we have to think of all 29 countries in the Schengen zone as one country. And that means as an American, you can spend 90 days every 180 days within that zone without residency. So what you may want to consider is as Julie and I, we travel. We go to the Schengen for 90 days and then we leave, and we can go back to Montenegro and we can hang out there for 90 days without having residency and reset our Schengen clock. Now we do have to take one day out in between those 90 days, so you can easily go to Bosnia, you could go to Serbia, you can go to Albania for a few days, and you have a fresh 90 days, and it's so easy to get to these other areas. There's a ferry that will take you over to Italy in some parts of the year. You've got the train into Belgrade from Montenegro, and of course you have the road right up to Croatia and Dubrovnik Airport, just really close.
And I took that train, and I took it from the mountains in Kalashin up to Zlatibor, Serbia. So I know about that train, and it's great.
Yeah, so Montenegro is easily accessible, but you need to know how to do it. If you're on a regular travel site, it's probably not going to seem as user-friendly or as easy to get there, but it's not that hard. There's 2 international airports, one in Podgorica, one in Tivat, and then you have Dubrovnik. Now, there's not a whole lot or any direct flights into Montenegro from the US that I'm aware of. However, it's easy. Just get to the continent of Europe, and there's flights from all over that are pretty inexpensive to get to Monty.
Yes. And now on to stunning natural beauty. I mean, this is me. I love the flora and the fauna of Žabljak up in the mountains, the picturesque areas, the quintessential little city or village of Paris, the stunning Bay of Kotor. You know, there's so much to love. The southernmost fjord in Europe is in Montenegro. So, I mean, he loves the coast, and there's 294 kilometers of coast.
And I do have to tell you that all beaches in Monty are not the same. So you've got places like in Herceg-Novi where you've got some pebble beaches, some sand beaches, some beaches that have platforms, and then you have other beaches all around that may have like little gravel, but there's sandy beaches. And Budva Riviera, which is very popular with people from all over, has a multitude of different types of beaches. So depending on what kind of beach you like, you're going to have it there. And an underdeveloped area that a lot of people don't go to yet. So if you go and decide you're going to be an expat in this region, is Usen, which has a long sandy beach down towards the Albanian border. The infrastructure is not as built up there, but it's got the longest sandy beach on that side of the Adriatic. So
Nice.
It's a beautiful area, but too many places in Montenegro to cover them all on this one video. But you have the mountains, you have the ocean or the sea, and part of the reason we ended up in Montenegro was Julie's not really fond of the heat, and she likes mountains and she likes to be cool. I love heat, I love the beach, and this gave us kind of like a Southern California option to where I could be at the beach, and on a really hot day we can go up to the mountains and she can get a little bit drop in the temperature.
And that's where adventure awaits with ziplining, horseback riding, kayaking. In the winter, we've got skiing, snowboarding. I mean, there's so much to do.
Yeah, mountain
in this
biking
country.
also, but yeah, the Kalashin area is being developed by the government to really take on a winter tourism mode to help to spread the tourism season throughout the year, and tourism is big in Montenegro. You have approximately 3 million tourists that will come and go through Montenegro in any given year, and when you look at it, it's a country of about 630,000 people. That's a lot of tourism coming and going from Monty.
It sure is. And a lot of them, they know that not only is it a beautiful country, but there's also a majorly affordable cost of living there in comparison to most of Western Europe.
Yeah. Now, you can be loaded and be a billionaire and find your home in Montenegro because we have yacht clubs there and you got really high-end places. But you also have people that are choosing to come to Montenegro that are living on Social Security. And it's easy enough to do it. If you wanted to come to Montenegro, and first off, let's talk about buying a home. We own a home in Montenegro, and it's a 2-bedroom. It's about 800, 900 square feet, which is a good size for Europe. And we have a really nice terrace overlooking the water. And we bought that about a year and a half ago for approximately $170,000 when all was said and done. When you come now, that property would probably be 200 to 220,000 euro. So if you're going to come look for a property now, if you're looking for a 2-bedroom, I'd recommend coming with about a $200,000 to $220,000 budget. And if you are looking for a 1-bedroom, you can still find a lot between $100,000 to $175,000, and studios even less. So there are options out there. And if you're looking at renting, let's say a 1-bedroom on the coastal area, you're going to be looking at approximately 500 to 700 euro per month for a respectable location in the coastal area for long-term renting if you're a 12-month renter. If you're looking for a larger place, like maybe something the size of ours, you're going to be looking at somewhere between maybe 800 to 1200 euro a month to rent a good-sized 2-bedroom location.
Yeah, these would be long-term rents.
Long-term renting. Now, if you wanted to invest in a property in Montenegro, and we're speaking about the coastal area now, you can pretty much say that those rents would be 4 times higher in the months of July and August for those short-term rentals, and maybe 3 times higher for the border months of June or September. So from an investment standpoint, you can rent your places out from June through September and get a pretty good amount. And that's important for us too. So when we chose to sell our little 1-bedroom location in the old town of Kotor, Montenegro, which was in the prime area of the UNESCO heritage site, old village, old town, and restaurants and bars all over the place there, we sold our home there basically because it got so full of tourists in the summer season that Julie wanted to get more elbow room, so we moved outside of the city center. But by having our home, we are able to leverage our house for home swaps and Airbnb. And a lot of times as we're traveling, we're using our home in Montenegro to offset our cost of traveling elsewhere, because we're able to derive the rental income through Airbnb and short-term renting to do our short-term renting when we're staying a month somewhere else. So when we are in Montenegro, honey, what are we spending a month as far as our cost of living? I mean, I know we've explained this to people before in the past.
About $2,000 a month. And, we could spend a whole lot less than that. But we enjoy our lives there. We buy more seafood, everything costs now. Inflation has gone up. And, speaking of inflation and the cost of things, we're currently in Germany. And for example, chicken is around 10 euros a kilogram in the Lidl, which is one of the lesser expensive grocery stores. In my HDL in Kotor area, that's just outside of Kotor. In the HDL market, I can buy it for about 6 euros a kilogram. So that's a significant difference between Germany and Montenegro.
Well, you brought up seafood. So if you're coming to Montenegro, one of the regional foods you'll want to give it a go and give it a try is going to be the grilled squid, not the fried calamari. Please don't go with fried calamari.
It's not the
Once
same.
you have grilled squid, you'll never want the fried calamari again, but it's a regional thing, and we recommend that you give the actual grilled squid an opportunity.
Absolutely. And Montenegro has a lot of other things to offer, celebrations and their festivals. And for example, there's the Mimosa Festival, which is in March. And what it is it's a celebration saying goodbye winter, hello spring. And so a very special festival there. If you're a beach person, the Sea Dance Festival goes on 3 days. It's a music festival in Budva. And that one, people come from 30 countries to this thing. Over 47,000 people come for this event. So, there's so much to do. In winter, there's the Winter Carnival. And in the end of April, early May, Budva has their carnival. So, that lasts several days as well. So there's just a lot for you in this country.
And as far as safety, you're in a very safe country. I don't know of anybody that can tell me that they've had their home broken into. There are going to be, some odds and ends, maybe some pickpockets or something like that, but it's so uncommon. Crime and your safety is just not even in question in Montenegro.
No, not at all. And a lot of people are asking themselves, all right, now, I could go to Montenegro. What about my taxes if I became a resident? There are favorable taxes in Montenegro. They're more favorable than almost all the European countries. And at this point in time, Portugal has made significant changes. They got rid of the NHR, the non-habitual resident program. So they're not the tax haven they once were. But Montenegro has a flat tax. And so it's something to consider whenever you're looking at a move abroad.
Yeah, and residency, of course, is fairly easy if you're a homeowner and if you want to spend most of your time in Montenegro. And so if all you have to do is buy a house, you can have residency. But you do have to realize you've got to spend a large majority of your time in Montenegro, 11 months a year approximately. And it's a great deal for residency, though. But Montenegro's got so much to offer. It's the size of Connecticut, and very diverse area, and there's countries just so close by you can easily take some day trips to other locations, or you can also do a corporate residency, which will allow you the ability to come and go and travel as you need, just by doing the basically the minimum tax for your corporate salary, and so it's fairly low. But anyway, we won't jump into that topic right here.
What we're going to continue and say is that there's affordable real estate. As Warren said earlier, you could be in Ulsan, you can be in some other areas. Of course, if you're in Porto Montenegro, you can be upwards of 7,500 euros per square meter. Yeah. Porto Novi is around the same, Luštica Bay, and those are on the lower end pricing. They go much higher.
The Porto Montenegro Yacht Club is probably the highest and best yacht club in the Mediterranean, excluding maybe Monaco. So it's like number 2 as far as yacht clubs go. And so big money is coming into Montenegro, investing in Montenegro, and hopefully we'll see that raising the standard of living of all of the population of Montenegro as these dollars infiltrate and flow through the economy.
Well, and we nicknamed it the next Monaco.
Yes. So investment opportunity is there. I won't say it's an up-and-coming country, because actually it is a country that has arrived, especially when you consider the size of the population and the amount of activity it's getting. It's just a great place to be, a great place to home base from or to call home. And we aren't planning on selling our place in Monty anytime soon. Investment wise, we're seeing the appreciation, and we're happy.
And as we said, we could have bought anywhere else in Europe in 2023 for the second time, and we chose Montenegro the second time.
So we hope we've been able to answer some questions, show you some things about Montenegro that maybe you didn't know. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to International Living. Don't forget to find our YouTube channel out there as well, Warren and Julie. And anyway, until next time, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Ciao.